Hi, I'm Dr. Ian Dunbar, and we're going to talk about house training. And I guess the most important thing to realize about house training is you can't be there all the time. So you have to come up with a plan for what you're going to do when you're gone, and then a plan for what you're going to do when you're there. So one of the neat things about house training young puppies or even an adult dog that you've adopted, it's virtually effortless. The secret is to set the puppy up into an errorless total management system, long-term confinement when you're gone, short-term confinement when you're there. The techniques or the protocol for raising puppies in an errorless house training and chew toy training environment apply to puppies, a newly adopted adult dog, a resident adult dog with a problem, or whether you have one puppy that you've just purchased at home, or whether you're raising a whole litter. It's just the same. So long-term confinement, the confinement area should be long and thin. The bed at one end, toilet at the other. One Kong per dog, and you can tie the Kongs on short little leads, so one dog can only occupy and protect one Kong that's stuffed with food at a time. And the dog will naturally train itself to use the toilet because it has three strong preferences where it wants to go. It wants to eliminate as far as possible from its sleeping area, number one. Number two, it wants to urinate where it smells urine. It doesn't want to defecate where there's feces. So leave the urine there, clean up the feces. Number three, as an adult, it wants to urinate and defecate on the same substrate or ground covering it did as a puppy. So put final substrate down in the puppy long-term confinement area. I usually use turf. I buy a roll of turf, I cut off a little strip, 18 inches by 12 inches, and there's the puppy's toilet. Clean up the feces every day, leave the urine there, change the grass every week. And the old grass that's urine stained, you put in its permanent toilet, whether it's somewhere in your backyard or outside your front door. We can wake them up, if we like, every hour on the hour and say, come on puppies, pee and poop, come on, pee and poop. And they run to their toilets, and when they pee and poop, we can give them a little bit of food, moist food on our finger, or eventually a food treat for peeing and pooping in the toilet. So they're long-term confinement areas when you're away from home for more than an hour. Obviously the pup must be confined in a place where there is a toilet. When you are at home, confine the puppy to a short-term confinement area, something small, a crate. The whole purpose of this is, number one, to stop mistakes around the house when you're there, but not necessarily paying attention to the dog, but most important, so you can predict when the puppy wants to go. See, if the puppy's in this crate, and every hour on the hour we take them out, then we know they're going to urinate and defecate. So we can ask them to do so beforehand. Let's go pee, let's go poop, take them to the right place, so we stack the deck that they get it right, run to his toilet, stand still. I will bet you 100 quid he is going to pee within 20 seconds. Simple as that, probably within 10. Then you give him 3 liver treats. And right from the start, for the very first time, we are teaching him to do it on cue. We say, let's go pee and poop. He pees and poops, which we know because he's been confined for an hour. So, good dog, treat, treat, treat. Now the puppy's got it. It's like, this is brilliant. You mean I can cash in my urine and feces for liver treats? Damn, I don't want to do it in the house when left at home alone. I want to wait for you to come home, and I want to go out and do it with you. So it's so easy when you really think about what needs to be done and how we're going to go about doing it. So how long does house training take? Well, it depends on the age of the dog. And for a puppy, I expect them to get it after a couple of weeks. And you can do one dog at a time or the whole litter at a time.